Hey guys, what's up? This is Bret. Welcome to this week's episode of Friday on the Turntable. Today I am talking about the band Suede, one of my favorite bands from the 90s. Actually, one of my favorite bands of all time. They have just they came out of the gate so strong with just three back-to-back killer albums. Self-titled one from 93, 94's Dogman Star, and then 96 is coming up. And they had two more albums after that, and then the band called it quits for approximately about 7-8 years before they reunited. They did some touring in 2010, and then just back in March, they released their sixth album called Bloodsports. And as you can see, in America, they are called the London Suede, so this is definitely a UK European pressing of their new album. It is actually not even available on vinyl in the US, so the only way to acquire it is import. And so, what can I say about this album? Actually, I'm going to say a bold statement right here and claim that so far this year, this is my favorite album of the year. It's a tall claim, but I gotta tell you, this band really came through with a super strong record after that much time away. Not a lot of bands can pull that off, after they break up, get back together. A lot of bands do kind of a nostalgic trip, and then they put out just an album to put it out, just to kind of keep going. But I'll tell you, this album really harkens back to 96's Coming Up. It's exciting. When I put it on, it's just I immediately feel like I did in 1996. I have energy and it makes me want to run around the house. And like I said, it's their first album since 2002's A New Morning. Now, this is an album that's much maligned by Suede fans. There are some good tracks on this one. I think it starts to verge into, maybe the muse was gone a little bit, and it verges somewhat into, I hate to say it, but adult contemporary. It's just a little overproduced. And with the new album, they got back their original producer who produced their first three records, Ed Bueller, who used to be a touring member of the Psychedelic Furs. He played keyboards and stuff. He produced the first three albums. He also produced like Spiritualized and Boo Radley's Pulp, etc. So they kind of got that old chemistry back. Now it is still with guitarist Richard Oakes. For those of you familiar with Suede or unfamiliar, the original lineup of Suede that produced the first two records, Dogman Star and the self-titled one, had Bernard Butler on guitar, and he left the band shortly after that album was completed, and they had auditioned and got a 17-year-old Richard Oakes at the time, who is still the guitar player now in the band, and he sounds great. And there's those typical moments of Suede where there's this counter guitar melody that's going on during the chorus. And for example, I had to take a note of which track that was on, but it's on the song "Hit Me," which is going to be the second single. And during the huge Suede chorus, and there's this counter melody going on, single note guitar line, and it's just so, man, it's just like the return of Suede, and really enjoying it. Let's talk about some of the singles. Yeah, so "Hit Me" is going to be coming out on May 27th. I'm not sure if it's going to be a 7-inch or just a digital single or what, but the first single is "It Starts and Ends With You," which is just a phenomenal track. Just great. I get excited just thinking about this album because it's just so good. Let me show you it here and we'll get back to the discussion. So the vinyl comes in a really beautiful gatefold on Warner Brothers, and what was really cool about this, when I pulled it out, the lyric sheet is actually a poster as well. So I'll see if I can get this held out for you guys here. So we got a poster, and then on the opposite side are the lyrics, so you guys can see that. And then the actual record is in, I haven't seen this done very often. The actual record is in a cardboard sleeve with the titles and the songwriting credits on there. It's in a cardboard sleeve, really thick red cardboard sleeve with a white backing on that. So it's really interesting. Whoa, how they did that. It's got the red label on it, custom there with the Warner Brothers logo. Only thing disappointing is that it didn't come with a download code, which I found a little bit unusual since, you know, it's the packaging was so elaborate. I just expected there to be a code in there so I can. This is just beckons to be played in the car. So I was a little disappointed about that, but the pressing, everything about it is I think is really stellar. So the two singles, It Starts and Ends With You, Hit Me, both killer tracks. My favorites, it opens up right off the bat with Barriers, which is a great song. The whole first side, man, Snowblind, Sabotage is great. For the Strangers, excellent, excellent. Just huge sing-along choruses. Bret Anderson's vocals just sound big and just, you know, Suede, man. It's just great. Sometimes I Feel I'll Float Away, great, just high vocals in that one. What Are You Not Telling Me, a really bare bones, heartbreaking lyrics. And the track Fault Lines, which closes the album, has just an incredible Bret Anderson vocal performance on that one. Just really stellar. Now, it's available obviously on vinyl, and there's a CD version of it as well in the US. It's called the London Suede, but you can still acquire that. In other countries like UK, they actually have a box set which bundles the album with a book, with a hardback book, and it also has a 7-inch in there and some other bric-a-brac. And then I think the Japanese version actually had, and then there's some bonus tracks. If you buy it on iTunes in the UK, there's a couple bonus tracks. If you buy it in Japan, there's a couple bonus tracks. So there's 4 of them. I had to seek them out on YouTube to listen to them, but they're called Dawn Chorus, Howl, Nothing Can Stop Us, and No Holding Back. So I listened to all those, and they all sound really good. I'm hoping to eventually acquire all those tracks. But like I said, you know, my claim on this one is my favorite album of the year so far, and really, really enjoying it. So with that in mind, I'd like to show you guys some other Suede-related. I don't have any, I just have a couple Suede-related vinyl. Everything else I have is on compact disc. So for those of you guys that aren't familiar with Bret Anderson's solo work at all, in the last, I think it was, 2011, I've talked about this album before, but over the last couple weeks, I've been listening to this just extensively. And this was his solo album. I think it's his 4th solo album called Black Rainbows. And seriously, get this. This is so incredible. I have all of his solo material, and this is just the best, and just some great tracks. Look up the track Unsung, just really excellent on that one. It just really hits you hard when you listen to it. Or Brittle Heart, Crash About to Happen, just really good. That's his that's Black Rainbows. After Bernard Butler left Suede, he wanted to do various projects, and one of them was with Tim Booth from James, who you guys hear me talk a lot about. And Tim Booth did an album with Angelo Badalamenti, who does all the soundtrack work for David Lynch's music, and the guitar player on those albums was Bernard Butler, and that's on Booth and the Bad Angel. Also really recommend that album as well. Another thing is, after Suede dissolved in 2003, Bret Anderson and Bernard Butler actually united and recorded one album as a band called The Tears. And this is their record, Here Come the Tears. This is limited edition. This is copy 348. I believe this is a UK pressing, so figured I'd show you guys that. It's of interest to the Suede collectors there. Really interesting album. Suede-like, but not as strong as the work that those two did together in the Suede earlier years. The other album that had come out, the 4th Suede album, which was Head Music. I'll show that one as well. A lot of these Suede albums on vinyl are just so difficult to find, and if you do find them, they're really expensive. But that was Head Music. This came out in 1999. This had some great stuff on it. Electricity, Everything Will Flow, really good songs. but still didn't quite have the magic as Coming Up from a couple years before that. And like I said, the first album, Dogman Star, are really just phenomenal. But Coming Up, there's just something about that album that's very exciting and uplifting. Just a great pop record. And I'll show you a little. I've shown this before, and this is my one, besides the new album, my one little piece of Suede vinyl that I have. And that is the 7-inch box set for the singles from the first album. So this actually has, like I said, all 4 singles, and I'll just show them to you really quickly here. So this is Animal Nitrate backed with The Big Time. This is the Drowners with To the Birds. So Young and High Rising. Really cool artwork on all these. And Metal Mickey backed with He's Dead. So I just wanted to pull that out to show you guys. So anyways, I'm going to post a link down in the description box to my blog's website where I'm going to have this album featured, and there will be a link there to purchase the album. So if you guys would like to purchase it through that link and support my blog, I would really appreciate that. This is Suede with Bloodsports. Definitely do it, guys. Really recommend it. All right, guys. Talk to you later.